The untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing game's been missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, wanted to talk about some interesting news in the world of boxing, and that's the fact that Mikey Garcia, yes, that Mikey Garcia, is in talks, and, they're about to finalize a fight between him and Manny Pacquiao. That's what the reports are saying, that they're going to finalize a fight with him and Manny Pacquiao. Now, this fight between Mikey Garcia and Manny Pacquiao, I think this is a box office fight. Not because I'm not the most excited for it, but from a business standpoint, and you guys gotta always remember, always keep this in the forefront of your mind when we talk about professional boxing. Professional boxing is a business first, sport second. So you have to kind of separate the sport and the business, because most of the times they do interfere with each other, and they are two different entities. They are two different things. So right now, the first part of the year, let's talk about the business of this fight. I think this fight would be big for boxing because of the fact that, when we talk about Mikey Garcia, this guy has a big fan base, and I didn't realize how big of a fan base he had until I went to his fight last year in Texas. And, he can sell, without Manny Pacquiao, without another big name, he can sell 10,000 tickets, 12,000 tickets, 13,000 tickets, all on his own. And there's not many fighters, particularly here in America, that can say that, and he's done a good job of promoting himself over the years and building himself into a star. He's a star. Manny Pacquiao, what else can we say? He's a global icon. So you put those two together, you put it in a place like, Texas at the Cowboy Stadium, where both fighters have fought before. I think you get a big fight. I think you get a big time fight. I think that fight right there might even challenge some of the Cowboy Stadium ticket sales records. It might not break it, but I think it'll come close to it. It's a big time fight. And as far as the welterweight division goes, Manny Pacquiao is entering the twilight of his career. We don't know, on a fight-by-fight basis, none of us truly know which fight will be his last. So we got to appreciate Manny Pacquiao every single time he steps in that ring, because he's given us so many great nights of boxing. And on top of that, he's still an elite fighter, even at his advanced age of 42 years old. He's still, one of the top 2 or 3 welterweight divisions. Some people might even say he's the best welterweight in the world, depending on who you talk to. So you got to appreciate a guy like that. And, this fight, and I want to make this point about this fight. Should it happen, and consider this my video of talking about this fight if it does happen, okay? If this fight happens, Manny Pacquiao and Mikey Garcia, it could both be the last fight, because most people don't realize Mikey Garcia, and he's gone on record saying this before, Mikey Garcia has never necessarily been in love with boxing. He's never been in love with boxing. He's never been someone to love the sport. He's gone on record saying that a couple of times. So, this could be a cash-out fight for him as well. It could be the last time we see Mikey Garcia and Manny Pacquiao. So because of that possibility, and because of the fact that they have such big fan bases, and because of the fact that they're both names in the welterweight division, it is a big fight. And if it happens at Cowboy Stadium in Arlington, Texas, it will be a momentous occasion. You know what I'm saying? So, exceptional fight. Both of them are smaller welterweights as well. A lot of people want to see Manny Pacquiao fight Crawford and Spence, and I do too. But maybe he doesn't want to do that. And if he doesn't want to do that, then he doesn't got to do that. Want to know why? Because Manny Pacquiao's legacy cemented. He don't got to prove a damn thing to nobody. Because he's fought all the best. He's fought the best fighters that have been available to him in his era of boxing. Time and time again. Okay? Now, stylistically speaking, this is an interesting fight, because Mikey Garcia, and I call Mikey Garcia the James Harden of boxing. For those of you who watch basketball, you guys know James Harden, in terms of pure natural talent, is one of the top 5 most talented players in the NBA. But he has shitty leadership skills, and the guy doesn't have the fire in his belly to lead a team to the championship. That's why he had to get his ass out of Houston and go to the Brooklyn Nets and ride. And now he's riding the coattails of Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant. Well, it's the same thing with Mikey Garcia. This guy has more talent and more ability than 90% of the fighters in boxing, but he's always lacked that fire to reach the highest levels he could possibly reach in his career. I don't think we ever quite saw the best Mikey Garcia. We've seen good versions of Mikey Garcia. We've seen some impressive versions of Mikey Garcia, but the best version of Mikey Garcia, I don't think we truly ever saw it. Because he ducked Lomachenko. He didn't want that smoke. But listen, he's got one of the best jabs in the sport. He's got an excellent sense of ring positioning and just knowing when to throw punches and commanding his distance. And he throws punches he varies the speed of his punches pretty good, and that's why I believe he's able to be a bit more of a stronger puncher at 147 than people think. He's not an elite puncher at 147, but he was a hard enough puncher to drop Jesse Vargas. And Jesse Vargas has been in the ring with a lot of top guys, and he's been champion, and he's a durable guy. So to drop Jesse Vargas isn't necessarily the easiest thing to do. So with that being said, Manny Pacquiao would have to be a bit weary of Mikey Garcia's punches, because they are compact, they are straight, and he does throw them with some bad intentions on them. Mikey Garcia, I mean, he's going to have his hands full, because he's not known as a guy that fights in angles. He's more of a linear fighter, straight line fighter. And to fight Manny Pacquiao, he would have to be able to cut the angles off, cut the side steps, kind of do something similar to what Teofimo Lopez did to Lomachenko in the early rounds of their fight, not allowing Manny Pacquiao to get that angle on the outside with his feet. Because if he does that, then you're going to get the left hand over the top, and he's going to punch from these weird angles, and the punches you don't see are the ones that can hurt you. And that's what Mikey Garcia is in great danger of if he fights Manny Pacquiao. So it's a good fight from a boxing standpoint too. So I don't see why this fight won't get done. If Mikey's saying that the fight's going to be finalized, then I hope it gets finalized, because I think that fight right there would be good for boxing. It's not the fight I want to see the most. It's not the fight that I'm craving the most, because I want to see Pacquiao fight Crawford. I want to see Pacquiao fight Spence. Those are the fights I really want to see. But if this fight happens, I wouldn't have a problem with it, only because of the fact that I know it'll do well at the gates, and boxing needs fights that do well at the gates to survive, especially in a global pandemic, so to speak. So that's my little take on the fight. You guys let me know what you think on Manny Pacquiao versus Mikey Garcia. It's not finalized yet. It's not happening. But, they said it's close. So you guys let me know what you think in the comments down below. What do you think about the fight? Who do you think wins and why? There won't be no titles on the line, so it's not significant in terms of championships. But yeah, leave your comments down below. Make sure you take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys.